Guys, this is the All-American Critic back at you with another review. If you saw my video yesterday on Brynhildr in the Darkness, I spoke a lot about this next series that I'm going to talk about. They're by the same author, Lin Okamoto, and that series is Elfen Lied. And yes, it's Lied. I did my double check here. I'm not that great with my German, but I did do the Google check for all that that's worth. And most people seem to be calling it Elfen Lied anyway, so that's the pronunciation that I'm going to use. Now, the story of Elfen Lied is really captivating. This anime was made in 2004, I believe, and it's 13 episodes, and right from the get-go, we get a whole lot of action and a whole lot of gore, like tons and tons of blood. Yeah, our opening scenes is just so people getting ripped apart, and we're not really shown why this is happening, but it is, and you're really interested to find out why. Basically, without spoiling too much, we have a character here, Lucy. Lucy is a rare mutant known as a Diclonius. And Diclonians, Diclonii, I don't know what the plural is. The Diclonius, I'll say that. The Diclonius they look kind of similar to humans. They all have pink hair, and they all have horns on top of their head. The scariest part about them really is what you don't see. They have invisible arms. They have different numbers depending on how powerful a mutant you are. They have different arms, and these invisible arms are called vectors. And the vectors are ridiculously powerful. They can rip off limbs, rip off your head, cut stuff. They can use them to jump really far and high distances. They make the Dicloniuses really badass. So in that first episode, we really get a glimpse as to their just raw power as Lucy's just tearing through people en route to trying to escape from this government organization base that's trying to keep her locked away. And she ends up escaping, but not before getting shot in the back of her head, causing her to have some memory loss, some amnesia, and kind of a split personality scenario. She is Lucy at some points, and she phases into being New. New is, I believe she's on the back of this, yes. New is a silly, childish sort of character. She can't really say much except her name. She is found naked on a beach by our main protagonist, Kota. Kota starts out as sort of a generic teenage boy character, but he really gets some good development in the story, I think. He lives with his cousin. His cousin's name is Yuka. And he and Yuka have this weird relationship where they're kind of a little too reliant on each other, and it's like pseudo-romantic, and it's kind of gross and weird in my opinion, but I guess Japan's going to be Japan, so that's how that is. But as far as characters go, Kota is a pretty good protagonist, I would say. I think his voice actor kind of phoned it in at times, at least in the English dub. But he really had progression from beginning to end of the series. I liked him way more at the end than at the beginning, definitely. Another character that I really liked was Nana. Nana is another Diclonius. She's younger than Lucy, and she was basically raised her whole life by the humans and doesn't really feel animosity towards them. She, in fact, loves one of them and refers to him as her papa. And what happens to Nana's kind of messed up. But I found her kind of adorable. She's got this little squeaky voice in the English dub. and I really felt for her story. That's one thing about Elfen Lied that I found very powerful, was the feels. You really feel for these characters' backstories and experiences on an emotional level. Not so much that you think it's okay to rip people to pieces, but retaliation in some of these cases, yeah, I could see it as being acceptable. Especially in Lucy's backstory, which you get later on in the series that I won't reveal for you guys. It's only 13 episodes long, so not all of the characters are as developed as I would like, but the ones that are developed, you get a good relationship with them. Presentation-wise, the anime was made in 2004, so it's got to look a little dated compared to stuff coming out nowadays. But I think it's still pretty good. The blood looks nice, the vectors look really nice, the backgrounds are okay, the character designs are really good. I really like the design of the mutants themselves, with their horns and their pink hair and whatnot. I watched it in dub, and I gotta say, we should probably go with sub in this one, only because, well, some of the voice acting is really good. A lot of it is kind of like phoned in, and they're just kind of going through the motions, in my opinion. Yeah, the music, this one's a strange one. The music, the opening theme is sort of this like slow opera type song, and I really didn't like it. I didn't think it matched the show that well, because the show's sort of chaotic and all over the place, and then here was this song that's just slow, and I mean, I guess I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to have this sort of like indie, artsy song. And the opening animation's really cool. It has Lucy with all these various paintings, and I don't know. I just feel like it didn't really match that well. Neither did the ending theme. The ending theme is just a really like upbeat song, and after like 20 minutes of seeing people get ripped into pieces, like I don't really want to hear like a pop song. So the music was a little miss for me. I could see how some people would like it, but in my opinion, it wasn't that good. Entertainment-wise, Elfen Lied is a very enjoyable anime, in my opinion. It's definitely worth owning. It's 13 episodes long, so it's not going to take you all day to watch. It is one of those 13-episode series that you wish had another season, maybe. Not saying that the ending is terrible. The ending is sort of a cliffhanger, although you sort of know what's going on. It doesn't fully answer it, but it is a pretty good ending, much better than a lot of other anime endings that come out these days. I wish that they downplayed that weird cousin romantic relationship between Kota and Yuka. I just found it strange. Not that they end up like marrying each other or anything, or even having sex or anything. You don't have to worry about that. This isn't a hentai or anything. But you know, I just found it strange and really just not needed. But yeah, in my last video I said that Brynhild in the Darkness was a junior varsity Elfen Lied. And Elfen Lied is definitely the varsity experience here. If you're into sci-fi and definitely gore and violence and some good action, yeah, definitely pick it up. It's available on Amazon for about $30. Actually, I got really lucky with mine. I got mine for about $5. In the sale at FYE, my local FYE. It was the only copy they had too, and it's the ADV release. If you don't know, ADV is a company that I believe doesn't exist anymore. So, I don't know, I picked that up as soon as I could. I got it for, I think it was $5.99. So, that's probably the best anime deal I've gotten. But yeah, definitely worth having on the shelf. Definitely worth $30, I would say. It's an enjoyable experience. It's got a lot to offer. And, yeah. So, out of for a grade, I would give Elfen Lied a B-. It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's far from the worst. I know I said that about Brynhildr as well, but it's slightly better than Brynhildr, even though it's older, which I think says a lot. It surpasses a lot of more modern anime. So putting that in perspective, take that for what you will. So, yeah. I hope you like this review. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And tell me what you guys think about Elfen Lied. Are you tired of people talking about it? Do you think it's really overrated? How did you feel about that opening theme? I really want to know. Maybe I'm dumb and I just don't understand the artsiness of it. But, yeah, this is the All-American Critic, signing out.